And here's another segment of Frank Stallone. Who is this guy?
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Frank Stallone podcast. Who is this guy? Who is this podcast? What is this podcast? Dom, what are we doing? What's going on here?
I don't even know. I honestly don't even know at this point. Is it Frank Stallone? Is it Rambo?
No, well, the Rambo's done. The Rambo's done. I see you saw the Rambo, the hulking image of Rambo behind you.
I'm going to put a hulking image of Frank Stallone behind me for the next one.
I was just going to say, please put Frank behind you. Now, yeah, we're done the coverage. Again, if you're listening to this on the Rambo feed, thanks, guys. We appreciate your guys' support with the Rambo journey. I think I kind of announce it now, and that means it's going to make me have to do the work. I think we're going to create a Frank Stallone feed of future videos like this and podcast audio of this and of the past. So what I might do at Dom is I might actually just go back to where we started our Frank Stallone journey, which was kind of funny to watch that first little segment we did. And it's become what it's become. And I might just snip out those audio portions of it.
Makes sense.
Just kind of like release it on a feed. And even if it's only 20 episodes or 30 episodes or whatever it might be, it'll be a standalone feed titled Frank Stallone, Who is this guy? What do you think for a podcast title?
I think that's perfect. And I think that's a good place because any diehard Frank Stallone fans, they'll have one place to go and find all their content.
Yeah. Any diehard Frank Stallone fans. Well, look, he's got them on his Instagram. Unfortunately, those fans who follow him on Instagram might not like our coverage of Frank Stallone. We had a bit of a break between episodes. Dom, you had some obviously very tragic news happen to you and your family. You're okay sharing what happened?
Yeah. My father passed away recently, so I was unable to do the podcast with you. But my father was a big Rocky fan. He was one of us. He was a big Rambo fan. He got me into all that stuff. He was always giving me updates on because he watched the family Stallone and he watched Tulsa King, and he was always following Stallone. So we'd always have that bond of him giving me updates on Stallone, and not so much Frank because nobody cares about Frank. But we were supposed to go to Frank Stallone concert.
That's right.
He got tickets and it got canceled. I was supposed to go with him and a friend of mine. So unfortunately, that didn't happen. So thanks, Frank, for that. But yeah, taking it day by day.
Yeah. Well, I'm really sorry for your loss there, Tom. And I know
appreciate it.
I know our listeners will be sending out their love and thoughts and prayers to you in that loss. And I know the last of the Action Heroes Podcast Network hosts were sent their support through our chat that we have as hosts. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, obviously take the time you need. Unfortunately, Frank isn't going anywhere, so we'll
unfortunately.
And it's interesting. Frank hasn't. We'll talk about. We're gonna get into it. It's been about a month and a bit since we've covered Frank. So some of the videos and photos that we're gonna go over. It's been a while, so I almost suspect our coverage might only be every 3 to 4 weeks, anyways, because that would just give us enough stuff to talk about. Because he doesn't necessarily post. He does post a lot. But not everything he posts is necessarily podcast worthy.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So if you're listening to this episode and it's on the standalone feed, welcome. Or if you're listening to whatever app you're listening to, stay with whatever feed you're listening to if you're interested in the Frank Stallone journey, because I'll make that kind of official announcement when the other feed is actually built that you can segue over there. Because, I don't want to hamper the Rambo feed too much longer with Frank Stallone coverage. I'm tarnishing the feed just a little bit by doing that. Okay, I think by next episode I'll have it ready to go. Okay, well here we go, guys. It's been a while, but I'm ready to do this. We're going to start. Do you want to do photos? Let's do. Both have some really good stuff in here. Well, let's go to the videos first. Let's go to the videos, shall we?
Okay.
Actually, what's really interesting about this video, Dom, right away you hear Alex. I think it's probably Alex filming Frank. You hear him say, go.
I haven't heard Alex in a while. So,
well, I'm going to say this right now. I don't know what's going on with Frank, but since we did that episode with Rob, and Frank watched that episode, of
Right.
his
That's
son, Rob.
confirmed. 100% confirmed.
100% confirmed that Frank saw the episode because it was because of that episode that
He no longer talks to his son.
Frank has literally cut all ties off from Rob. Rob knew that was a risk that he was.
He knew that was a risk going in. He's a good guy, Rob. And
he's the best. Rob is an awesome guy. But however, since then, Dom, I've noticed Frank's Instagram has changed. Now, I don't know if it's a causation or correlation, as they say, the difference, of course. Would this have happened had we never done our Frank Stallone podcast?
Right.
But he doesn't do workout videos anymore.
Yeah. I think he got a little butthurt. I think he probably now this isn't confirmed. This is my theory. He watched that episode. I think he went back and probably watched some clips of other episodes, probably saw us making fun of him, got a little butthurt, withdrew a little bit. Knowing the Frankster, I think he's going to go back to his old ways.
Now, I say that, however, this is kind of a spoiler. We're going to jump to present day. We're going to jump to present day right now with this announcement. Apparently, Frank had back surgery just recently.
Oh, okay.
So
that would explain the
back
lack of gym.
See, that's what I mean. That could explain the lack of the gym thing, sure. But there's been other changes to his Instagram since we started covering. Now, fair enough. So let's just say it's because of the back surgery. Well, so first off, let's say, Frank, hopefully you get a quick recovery.
Yes.
Because we need more gym workout tips.
What am I supposed to do with my back fat, Frank? I need to know. So if I don't have the videos.
Yeah, was the back surgery, was it removing back fat, or was it?
Somebody should comment that. I'm going to comment. I don't want to get banned from his page, though. He'll probably block me if I comment.
He hasn't blocked us yet. He hasn't blocked the Rambo Rocky podcast feed yet. So good for him for not blocking us. Okay. I kid you not. I say that he had surgery. Part of me wants to believe it. Like, I don't say Frank's a liar, but I don't think he always tells the truth. And I almost wondered, is he pretending he had back surgery to explain why he's not doing it?
Could you imagine? That's pathological. That's insane.
But that's giving ourselves too much credit. We shouldn't do that. Okay, here we go. Here's Frank. And you hear Alex at the beginning of this video say, go. It's very subtle. Go.
Well, it's Monday. No, it's actually Wednesday in sunny California. Nice weather today. We worked out today, did the arms. Really working hard in those. It's a very stubborn muscle for me. And
so he's working out the arms, very stubborn muscle for him. So this is a workout video, but this, like I said, was over about a month and a bit ago. But I think this is actually the last one. This is the last. There's like a month and a half later, there's no more.
Pre-back surgery.
Oh, yeah. This, like I said, the back surgery update was literally this morning. It came on the feed.
Oh, okay.
Didn't bother sharing the pictures or anything. It's just him with a cane. He shows him holding a cane. So I got back surgery. People actually were saying in the comments, though, like, did we miss something? Where did this come from? That's what I don't know. Like, I'm sure he had it, sure, but how extensive or how intrusive was the surgery? I don't know. He didn't say. That's the thing. Frank just says back surgery, and did they tear up his whole back? Was it a surgery? What do we?
So many different things they could have did.
And he's walking around. He's going to restaurants still with his friends. So who knows? I don't know. Anyways, but
And hope everyone's doing well. I hope anyone that's bought Uncle Frank's Kentucky bourbon would please give us a statement, see what they think about it. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. I've been waiting patiently.
Uncle Frank, I would love to give you a statement. And in fact, I'm going to do so now. 2 weeks ago, Uncle Frank posted on his Instagram an Uncle Frank's commercial. I posted under that Instagram post. We're not going to share that video today. It's just another one of those corny patriotic music and buy Uncle Frank's bourbon, you're a true patriot type commercial. So I posted on there and tagged Uncle Frank's bourbon in that post and I said, hey, I haven't gotten this bourbon. They sent a message out to me.
Right.
They actually reached back. Firstly, I reached out to them in April via their Instagram. April.
They answered you privately on a comment. So you commented. And then
I commented. So I tagged Uncle Frank's bourbon under
the video,
a Frank Stallone video commercial, saying, "Hey, I've ordered the stuff back in January. Where's my bottle?" So they reached back to me via the chat in Instagram. But just keep in mind, I also Instagrammed them in April as well. They never responded. Yeah, this was now 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago to the day, they said, "Sorry, just went to message you and saw this email. We'll take care of it right away." So, because I also sent them an email. I told you before, I've sent them an email. I've tagged them on numerous Instagram posts. I've also used their bot chat system within their site to say, "Hey, where's my
led to
bottle?"
nothing. The bot chat.
So I said, "Thank you. Don't mean to be the squeaky wheel, but I'm looking forward as we are doing a show on the bourbon." And they gave me a heart thing, like a like. Great. They wrote back, "Awesome, new business. So we have new systems, but we'll get it handled." I'm like, okay, you might want to get those things figured out before you go live.
Yeah.
With the product.
That's crazy. It's crazy when you really think about it. I know we joke around and stuff, but that January, like it's going to be July, like another week.
So I went on to say, we've been plugging the crap out of it and have listeners who've bought it because of the podcast, understood, and we want it to do well. Like, we want your stuff to do well. Dom, I went again 2 weeks later to my order on their website. It still says awaiting shipment. It hasn't even been processed yet. So they said they're going to get on it right away 2 weeks ago.
Crazy.
So
crazy.
Here is my response to Uncle Frank's Bourbon and the people that work there. All right, bourbon lovers, gather round for a tale of woe that'll make your spirits sink faster than ice in a glass of, well, bourbon we don't have. Picture this. It's January, a time of new beginnings, resolutions, and apparently endless waiting. Yours truly decided to treat himself to a bottle of Uncle Frank's Bourbon. Little did I know, I was signing up for a masterclass in patience, ghosting, and the art of watching paint dry. Months rolled by, and my emails ignored. My Instagram messages left unread. My tags apparently invisible. It's like trying to communicate with a bourbon barrel, wooden and full of something I can't get my hands on. 2 weeks ago, a miracle. Uncle Frank's finally reached out. We'll get on it, they said. I was ecstatic. I thought, finally, I'll be able to taste this elusive elixir. But alas, it seems getting on it means sitting on it in Uncle Frank's world. So here we are, my dear listeners, still high and dry. Our glass is empty, our patience evaporating faster than the angels share. Uncle Frank, if you're listening, which based on experience, you're probably not, I have a message for you. I didn't order this bourbon to age it myself. My liver isn't getting any younger, and neither am I. At this rate, by the time I get my bottle, I'll be old enough to be Uncle Frank. To my loyal podcast fans, let this be a lesson. Good things come to those who wait, but great bourbon apparently comes to no one. Maybe it's time we all switch to water. At least that stuff shows up when you order it.
I like that.
Thank you, everyone. All right. So
it's wild too because you were one of the first to order it.
Probably the first.
Yeah, probably you might have been the first person to order it. You didn't even, wasn't there something that you got? You didn't pay shipping either or something like that, right? Because
I was an early, like I was the like if not the first, like when it went public and it was announced, I went to their website and I ordered a bottle like right away. January 2024, I ordered my bottle. Right. Knowing that it wasn't going to be shipped, it said this will be shipped in February 20. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll get my order in. So,
I remember worrying that I wasn't going to get mine in time when you got your, like when I ordered mine, I was like, oh, Ryan's probably going to get his first. I was thinking in my head, like, I got to order it because I don't want you to get it first, but I guess I don't got to worry about that problem.
It's insane. All right. Well, again, if and when I ever get this bottle, Dom and I are going to do a taste testing episode online, and we're going to invite everyone who wants to join us for that. And people are going to join us, Dom. People said they would like to. So those who are listening and are been patient with their bottles, we understand if you've already had a drink from it, but we still like to hear your thoughts regarding it.
I haven't broken the seal yet, Ryan.
I know, Dom.
Ryan's in a corner collecting dust. Like Frank Stallone's career.
You're collecting dust like it's a career thing. That's awesome. Okay, Frank. So there you go. There's my response to I would love to give you my review. Here we go.
Also, you kids on campus, behave yourselves. Okay? These parents work their butts off to send their kids to school, and now they can't go to school because you're starting trouble. That's not the way to do things. You can do them in diplomatic ways, acting like the fool, blocking the campuses for people that need to go to school and want to graduate. It's not fair. So grow up, get a life. Peace.
I love his segues. He just goes right into something.
That was an amazing segue. He's talking about his Uncle Frank's bourbon. And by the way, you student protesters, get a life and get off the campus. Let the kids go to school. Thanks, Uncle Frank. What I love too is he says this. There isn't one protester, not even one, who, even if they heard this plea from Uncle Frank, would actually obey it.
They should play this in front of them the next time. Oh, he's right. Sylvester Stallone's brother's right.
He's right. We should leave. Okay. Thank you, Uncle Frank. Now you're going to see something with Uncle Frank here that looks a little bit different right away. So don't be alarmed. He's going to address it later in the video, but don't be alarmed. Okay.
Good morning, people. It's Saturday. Probably a lot of chores to do, things like that. I know I have a lot to do. And tonight will be the moment.
Okay, so for our listeners, he's got the soul patch and a mustache. That's the new look to him. His hair is a little frizzy up and everything. And then he goes into like a 1.5 minute long diatribe about the boxing that's coming up or whatever like that. But he's going to address his look later in the video.
But anyway, I know I look different today. I shaved, but change is good. You got to change your looks. Just change it. Don't be afraid of it. I mean, I know people that wore the same hairstyle their whole life, the same look the whole life, always.
What in the world are you talking about, Frank? I love how he had a beard, so he shaved it to give himself a mustache and a soul patch. So he's like, change is good, man. Yeah. Some heartfelt plea to society and the world about change your look. Don't just look the same. Change your look. Put on a new hairpiece, Dom. Do what I do.
Exactly. I wish I could do that, Frank.
It's such an odd, like, inspirational type. He goes on about this, but yeah, please.
His hair looks very strange here too, if I might add. I don't know if it was on its last leg, like he had to get the new thing put on.
Yeah, I think this one's expiring. I think the one
it looks lacking. Like
afraid to change. I cut my hair, I grow my hair, I grow a beard, then I grow this, I have a mustache. Don't be afraid to change. Change is good.
I love how he talks about, again, this change is good. Yeah, I changed my underwear, Frank. I
what else are we supposed to change? Like, I'm supposed to have new facial hair every day. Next time you see me, I'm going to shave this into that. I think.
Next episode, can you give us the Frank Stallone look, please? And then you can come back and report on how that changed. Change is good, Dom. Change
feels good. I changed. I left a creepy mustache. I changed.
Frank, you're so brave. Let's just say he's so brave. He's so brave.
Not the change Obama was talking about.
See, I love how you throw that in there. He just can't help himself. Not the change Obama's to, not the change that Obama's talking about. That was how long ago was that, Frank?
That was a long time ago now, Frank.
But change is good. Don't be afraid to cut your hair, try new makeup, grow a beard, shave a beard. Be a little bit of a chameleon. Step outside the box. You don't want to be ordinary.
He says that, and then like somebody who's like transgender or something, he's gonna bash them.
Change your gender, Frank. Change is good. Oh, I know. I love it. Well, he did say to try new makeup, so there you go.
There we go. He did.
Now, I also like he says, like, be like a chameleon. That's actually the opposite. By being like a chameleon, you actually go into your surroundings not to be noticed by anybody. Like, you're actually innocuous. You're not noticed by anyone. You're a gray man. You're not noticed, but the wrong animal. You should just be like a peacock, show your feathers and strut your stuff. But if you're like a chameleon, nobody sees you.
You want to be extraordinary. Oh. God bless you and have a safe, beautiful day.
Okay, so his next video, and I'm not going to show the whole video because it's talking more about boxing or something like that. But I just love how his next video, he shows us that he's not afraid to change. Look what he did different. Can you those pictures where you see spot the difference, like from the one video or from the one picture to the next picture, like circle the differences? Dom, can you see what he did different about his change? Here we go.
I want that change speech that he just gave to be put over the Rocky IV change speech. At the end.
That's hilarious. I could probably do that. I could probably.
I can end the translators saying what he said. Right?
During this fight, I've seen a lot of changing.
You got to change your looks. Just change it. Don't be afraid of it.
The way you felt about me and the way I felt about you.
I mean, I know people that wore the same hairstyle.
In here, there were two guys killing each other. But I guess that's better than 20 million.
You know, not the change Obama was talking about.
But what I was trying to say is that if I can change,
Don't be afraid to change.
and you can change,
Change is good.
everybody can change.
Don't be afraid to cut your hair, try new makeup.
Okay, here's how Frank has changed. Here we go.
The fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Munguia has a future. I mean, he went up against.
Okay, anyways, there he is. He shaved the soul patch. Now he's just got the stash. Does his hairline look like it's going back just a bit there?
It is going. I think it needs to be changed again. I think that needs to be changed. He looks right here. He looks like a sketch composite. Like he looks like something you'd see on like a police investigative show. Very unsettling.
I recommend more change, right? Give me one more change.
Go back.
Anyways, he goes on about boxing here, but I think his hairline is going quite back here. I think the next hairpiece will have to go forward a bit. Yeah.
But that's what it is. Like his hairline looks like this, and then like next week it'll be down to his eyebrows again. And it's like
he has that very amazing hair growth where it can move up and down at will. That's amazing.
I want to thank 24/7 for this great T-shirt. Stillman's Gym, one of the iconic boxing gyms ever in New York City. Everyone that was anyone trained there. Thank you for the shirt. But today, took it easy. My back's bothering me a little bit.
Oh, there we go. Wish Frank a speedy recovery. We need him back at the gym. We need those gym videos.
Yeah, I need those videos.
I think I have to get that shot again in the back soon. But
so, okay, he talks about the shot in the back. Was that the surgery then, or is he talking about back?
Maybe that's what he got then.
We're doing really good. Alex and myself. He's wearing his Uncle Frank's hat here.
Hey, Frank.
Uncle Frank's bourbon. So, if you get a chance, please say something about it. Give us a review. Tell us.
You said something about it.
I said so. Don't worry, Frank, because this is getting ridiculous.
At this point, they should send you like a fucking one of those hoodies or something with the bottle.
Yeah.
Honestly, you should get a Frank Stallone hoodie, some merch.
Now, maybe in their world, get in on it right away is 2 weeks later. I could be wrong.
Maybe, possibly. My issue with it is, I mean, let's call it what it is. Like there's not a high demand for Frank Stallone whiskey.
No.
You know, so like it's not like, oh, we can't keep up with the orders. I would understand more if it was something like that. It was a limited edition, and it's like, oh, we're getting on it. We're going to get it for you, Ryan. But come on.
Even if they had, let's be very generous here, 300 orders a day.
Right.
You and I could easily just like box that, ship it off, box that, ship it. Like how?
Right. It's a day's work.
It's a day's work.
Yeah.
Well, like, what are they doing here? You just literally put the bottle in the package, write down the address that I gave you, send it. What are we doing?
So far, all the reviews have been perfect, great.
All the reviews have been perfect. He said.
Obviously not yours.
Where are the reviews?
Yeah, where is there on the website? Is there a review?
No, there's no reviews on the website. It's anecdotal. What he's saying is people have come up to him and said, "Oh,
yeah.
That's the review." But you can't see the reviews anywhere. I mean, I've looked. You can't review it. You can't call Uncle Frank's. You actually imagine if you were like a major liquor company and you wanted to go into Uncle Frank's business. There actually isn't even a number for me to call. There's no front desk.
Crazy.
There's not even a phone number. It's ridiculous.
It's a really good bourbon, easy to order. Go to UncleFranksBourbon.com. I hope to see you in a few days. Peace.
Now, what I love about this next video, Dom, is we get some sage advice from Frank about how to handle your finances.
Oh, good.
Benjamin Franklin always said, "A penny saved is a penny earned." And I got a lot of pennies.
You know what this is, right? This is his royalty from his albums on Spotify.
That's $3.50.
For our audio listeners, he's filming maybe $5 of pennies on his floor.
Maybe, if that.
I would actually pay you, Dom, $5 to clean this up for me.
Yeah, really.
This is a mess. Picking every one of those pennies off the floor after you made this video, that's a waste of time.
Right.
Time is money, Frank.
And then rolling them up if you're going to do it yourself. You're going to go and roll them up and bring them to a bank. I mean, come on, who wants to do that? I'll just leave them in the can they're in for the rest of my life.
And I get piggy banks. I know it sounds silly, but you know what? This is just loose change that you take for granted every day.
I do not have one coin in my possession. Everything I have is in my bank account.
Yeah.
Now, he has a reason why, though, Dom. He has a reason why he has cold, hard cash in his possession, not just in his bank.
You don't trust, let me guess, you don't trust the banks?
Something close to that. It's
And that's quarters, nickels, and dimes. But when it adds up, it can be pretty large sum of money. You never know what's going to happen in this world. God forbid if we ever get into a meltdown, and everything shuts down, banks and all.
He almost said with China, I think. Did you hear that?
He almost pointed a finger.
Did you hear that? He goes, wish. I think he was about to drop China, and then he changed it. Just tell me if I'm wrong.
Ever get into a meltdown, and everything shuts down, banks and all.
And he turns it into which. Which.
wish I had some spare change.
So he's saying if the banks fail and everything melts down or whatever, this actually too won't make money won't mean anything.
I hate the doomsday people that are all like the bag of pennies is gonna save you. Like you're gonna probably be dead, Frank. Like when this happens, let's be honest. What is a fucking sack of pennies gonna do for you?
I've always said when we get to the point, if that ever happens where the banks fail and money means nothing and you go to your bank and because of whatever cyber attack and it empties out your accounts, I'm just going to go jump off a bridge. Whatever.
Right. It's over. It's over.
It's over. It's basically jail outside, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're just surviving. What's the point? I wouldn't want to live under a bridge. What's the point?
Right.
I don't want to just live.
What's the point of living under a bridge?
Okay, so thanks, Frank. I know Frank's always on about the world's going to collapse, and it's always conspiracy stuff. And all. Now, this next segment, it's interesting of itself because Frank found a gravesite of an old time boxer, and he found the grave and talks about it. So I'm not going to share the whole video, but what I like is it's like Frank is starting a whole new segment or a whole new show, but maybe this is just episode 1, but we've yet to see episode 2. But I just like how he announces it, like it's something to look forward to for videos to come. So he's at the gravesite looking around.
Hi, this is Frank Stallone. Boxing.
This is amazing. This is a pilot. I want this show. I want this on Paramount Plus. But I want it to be filmed and edited like this for whatever 20 minutes.
Because he's got a buddy. That's right. It's his buddy. So they had some sort of discussion before the film. Frank's to the right of the camera guy, right? Mm-hmm. And the camera guy has his cell phone or whatever out, doing a landscape view or rotating view of the cemetery. And Frank's ready to start talking. So when the camera points on Frank, he steps forward like one step. I'm Frank. You might know me for such hits as Far From Over.
Yeah. He walks out like Rod Serling from a Twilight Zone.
I just love how Frank's ready. And go.
Hi, this is Frank Stallone.
You might remember me from my brief scene in Tombstone.
Oh, we're going to get to that, by the way. That's my favorite video. I'm saving that one for last. Oh, I cannot wait to dissect that one. Okay, so he goes into the whole thing with, he is a boxing historian, blah, blah, blah. He goes into this. And then he closes the segment with, I guess this is a new show on Instagram. I don't know.
Well, another journey completed on Frank Stallone's Boxing Historian Journal. Thank you.
I want this. I want this. Ryan, this is, if he goes forward with this is a whole new podcast.
Another journey completed on Frank Stallone's Boxing Historian Journal. Thank you very much. And thanks, champ.
He points to the grave. Thanks, champ. Thanks for dying.
To keep on brand, there's traffic like zooming by to the sound of.
Yeah. And then he has like a really bad snipping cut and paste tool from Google. It shows a picture of the guy that he was talking about, James Kansas Roof Ferns. It's from the site called findagrave.com.
So all he filmed was that opening and the ending?
No, I skipped it.
Oh, you skipped it. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. So he did like he talked about
he gave a little. Yeah, it's innocuous. It's fine.
Oh,
he gave a little debrief. But I just love how he started the video. Sorry, I should have said it better. And just how he ends it with, I think on the fly, he created the title of the show. It was like
100%. Frank Stallone's Grave Experience Journal.
Find a grave of a boxer journal. Now we know Frank is a bit of a food connoisseur. We've seen him cook on the show, right? Here he is.
Yes.
He's ordered something, and he does mention a certain country in this video. Check it out.
Hey folks, the weekend is my weekend to eat Italian food and all that comes with it. Now this is unbelievable. This is a cheesesteak egg roll made from the South Philly Experience on Pico in Los Angeles. I'm telling you, trust me on this. The Chinese got nothing on us, baby. This is
Oh God, he's got listen, you're enjoying the egg roll. They make Italian egg rolls too. Like, all right, that's cool. But like, why do you got to attack the Chinese?
My wife and I went for our monthly date. Yeah, it's only monthly because we have
Nice.
kids and life, and we can't afford it every week. But it's an all-you-can-eat sushi Chinese place,
Nice.
and it's freaking. We're talking, Dom. The food is so good. It's insane.
I had sushi last night. It's funny. That you
Oh, me
said
too. It was last night.
Yeah.
You and I were both munching down the sushi about
that.
the same
Yeah,
time.
nice.
I freaking love sushi. I'm like dipping that soy sauce,
Same.
rolling around. I'm just like, I could just I just I
Uh-huh.
can't stop.
I know.
Anyways,
Same.
we had spring rolls too. The
Mhm.
Chinese invented this, but I love how Frank's like, because you added a steak or cheesesteak center, the Chinese have nothing on us. Like, you wouldn't be talking about the spring roll without the Chinese making
Right, exactly. They
the
invented
Chinese have nothing on us. We figured out something better to put in.
We don't need the Chinese egg rolls anymore.
No, Frank, we kind of do, but again, it's a dig at China. You know, China's the
Right.
enemy. We got to dig at them.
got nothing on us, baby. This is a cheesesteak egg roll, and it is unbelievable. Everything they make there is unbelievable.
And I love how the video ends. Yeah, it ends just like that, folks.
Abrupt.
Yeah, bro.
Everything they make there is unbelievable.
I can't.
You know what happened? The Chinese they cyber attacked his account mid video. Okay, now here we go. We're talking about Tombstone, my favorite Western of all time. I freaking love this movie. Yes,
Great
Frank
movie.
Stallone had a brief. Do you remember what happens in his scene in Tombstone?
Honestly, I haven't watched Tombstone in a while. I got to pop it in. His role is so brief that I can't remember.
Long story short, at the beginning of the film, with the introduction of Doc Holliday, played by Val Kilmer, at the very beginning of the film, this is the first scene of Doc Holliday's character.
He's a bartender,
playing
right?
a card game with another character, another person named, or I forget Ed. I believe it. Yeah, it's Ed, played by Frank Stallone. Frank Stallone's character is killed by Doc Holliday via stabbing over the poker table, and then they end up robbing the place, and off they go. Okay, so that's what happens in the scene. There's nothing else that happens. There's a part where
Guess I'll just have to call. Isn't that a daisy?
Son of a bitch, man. Billy, just settle down.
Shut up. Take your money and get out. Because I'm tired of listening to your mouth.
Why, Ed, Bailey. We cross?
Them guns don't scare me. 'Cause without them guns, you ain't nothing but a skinny lunger.
Ed, what an ugly thing to say. Our poor ugliness. Does this mean we're not friends anymore? You know, Ed, if I thought you weren't my friend, I just don't think I could bear it. There. Now we can be friends again.
and then Doc Holliday is faster with the knife and ends up stabbing Frank Stallone's character all over the table. So, long story short, Ed's character gets stabbed. Now, just keep that in mind, by Doc Holliday, played by Val Kilmer. And that's important because what Frank shares here does not make sense in any way, shape, or form. He tries to rewrite history. Help me understand. Maybe I don't understand Frankisms, but maybe you can explain to me what he's saying here. So now he's going to give you, which should be exciting. This is the kind of questions I would actually ask Frank had I had a chance to interview Frank. Like, tell me about the filming with Val. What was it like?
Right.
Give me some behind the scenes stories. Well, he does here in this video, Dom. So I'm very excited to hear the video. But his story, this is what I mean. Like, is he telling the truth? This is what I don't understand. Like, is he telling the truth about his back? Is he telling? Because this story can't be true because it doesn't make sense. Here we go.
For my fans out there, what I was about to say was,
Now he's saying there because he was actually trying to record this earlier, but the video wasn't working or whatever. Like there's a previous Instagram video where it cut off again, like the way the Chinese did with his previous video. He created another video. Of course, for our audio listeners, he's wearing his shades, his ascot. He's got a blue jean shirt on, showing his chest hair. He's got his cowboy hat on. He's in his kitchen.
Nice. Looking very sharp, Frank.
Looking very sharp. So here he goes. He's going to tell us what he was trying to say before.
For my fans out there, what I was about to say was I was going to draw on Val Kilmer, Doc Holliday's character, but the holster was new and it kept hanging up. So we kept doing scenes and I just couldn't get my firearm out fast enough. I was pretty fast, but I just couldn't get it out. So this Val said,
help me understand. He's saying I was going to draw my weapon, but I couldn't draw it fast enough because the holster was new. Frank, you understand this is a movie. Like they can edit however they want. You could literally just draw the weapon, point it, and they'll edit so it looks like you did it fast anyway. There's no draw the weapon. Keep it unholstered. Don't clip it closed. Just unholster the weapon and draw your weapon. He's saying his holster, this is key because he talks about the end. His holster was new, thus he couldn't draw it fast enough, which doesn't make sense because the script was never written for you to shoot Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday is going to stab you regardless. That's the whole writing. That's what was scripted.
Right.
But he's acting like he's really put there in real life to kill Doc Holliday.
Maybe he was trying to tell them that we should do it this way, and they were like, no, we're not doing it this way, Frank.
Maybe, but so you're tracking what he's saying so far. He's saying right now, he's saying, I couldn't draw my weapon fast enough. So Val has an idea, he says. Let's just go back a bit.
So this Val said, I'll just stab you. So anyway, Doc Holliday stabbed Ed Bailey.
Let me go back again.
Val said, firearm out fast enough. I was pretty fast, but I just couldn't get it out. So this Val said, I'll just stab you. So anyway.
Those are all lies. The way he's telling that story, it's not how you tell a story when it's the truth. He tells it. So Val said, I'll stab you anyway. Oh, yeah. Like, what?
What? Yeah, that, like you said, that would have been in the script. If they did any improv, it probably wouldn't have went down like that.
Like, especially, you should see the way the shots filmed. It's not like it's just like improv scene. It's not an improv scene. There's edits, there's cuts. You just don't say, oh, I'm just going to stab you. Okay, I'm going to stab you now instead of having a shootout. What?
Yeah. No, it's
Doc Holliday stabbed Ed Bailey. So basically, if they ever do a remake, Doc and everyone else is dead, so no one's left are Wyatt and myself. So
he's conflating real life with the film. I don't understand what he's saying here.
Yeah.
He's saying if we did a remake, my character kills Doc Holliday, and somehow this Ed Bailey character is part of the Four Horsemen with Wyatt Earp and
I don't understand what's happening because his character's dead anyway.
No, he's saying that in a remake.
Okay.
In a remake, his character is faster on the draw because he has a proper holster.
Okay, I get what you're saying. He's blurring the lines of what's real and what's fake. Like he's talking about. I was very confused.
I love whoever's playing Ed Bailey in the remake has now somehow channeled Frank Stallone's ability to draw a weapon from a proper holster, thus killing the character of.
I don't know.
This is I can't even make heads or tails of what he's saying here.
This is pure crazy, Frank. I think this is like when we see him and he seems a little off. Maybe he didn't take his medicine or something.
Agreed.
We call Wyatt and Ed, but that's what happened. So I got stabbed.
Right, he's pitching the Wyatt and Ed film. At least he put Wyatt first in the title. That was nice of him. And then he says at the end here again, he reiterates the whole stabbing.
And everyone else is dead, so no one's left are Wyatt and myself. So it might be called Wyatt and Ed. But that's what happened. So I got stabbed instead of drawing down with Val. He was pretty fast, but I was pretty fast too, but just the wrong holster at the wrong time.
He reiterates it again. He says, Val was a fast draw. I was faster, but my holster wasn't good or was new, so it wasn't loose. So he's reiterating again that had we had a proper draw, I would have killed Val. What's he?
Is he in character? I don't know. Like that's what I'm starting to think. Is this like a method thing? Is he like doing like a Daniel Day-Lewis where is he playing right now as we watch this video? Is he playing the character from Tombstone?
Great questions. If he's talking like he's Ed Bailey, he's also referring to Val Kilmer as Val Kilmer. So he's all over the place. He's talking about Val Kilmer's ability to draw fast, his ability to draw fast. Had they just had a shootout, his character would have killed Doc. But that's not how the script. You can't change what the script. Frank, the script would have never changed. No matter how fast you can draw your own personal weapon, the script called for your death. Your death will always be. It was always written. It was always written that Ed Bailey's going to die in that saloon.
Right. This is like not real. He realizes this.
Of course, the people in the comments were just washing his balls all over this. Oh yeah, Frank, you would have been. His fans are just as delusional as he is.
Definitely. Honestly. This reminds me of that story from Raiders of the Lost Ark. That scene where Indiana Jones shoots that guy with the sword. You heard that story, I'm sure.
Yeah,
that it was supposed to be this epic battle, but Harrison Ford was like sick that day. So that's like that guy saying like, oh, I was going to beat him in a sword fight, but they changed it. He just shot me.
Had I had a sword fight with Harrison Ford, I would have beaten him. No, that's not.
It's not real.
That's a great comparison. That's awesome. Okay, on to the photos. So here's Frank looking pretty dapper here. So his hair combed. He's got a flannel shirt on. He looks good. He's a handsome old gentleman.
He looks good, Frank.
He looks good here. Yeah, absolutely. We like to give credit where credit's due, Dom. That's what I believe on this channel.
No weird mustache going on.
No, he looks sharp. And he says here, though, so he goes, some pictures from yesterday, honest opinions. So I guess he's asking his fans to give him honest opinions. He goes on to say, I never think I've photographed well. Not looking for sympathy, but I've always been self-conscious about photos. Can't help it, LOL. Okay, all right. So he's, of course, people, hey, you got great style. You look great, blah, blah, blah. You're just a cool guy all around. Great. Do I need to remind Frank of this photo that he personally shared on his Instagram and why someone who considers himself self-conscious would post this picture?
I said at the time, that's my Halloween costume for this shit.
So again, for our audio listeners, this is that famous photo of Frank where he posted it for if he was not under any kind of duress or extortion. He posted himself shirtless wearing overalls on Instagram. But I love how he says he's self-conscious about photos, yet he posts this. He's naked under those jeans. You know that, right? There's no way he's wearing underwear.
No way.
Now, this one I really enjoyed. Breaking news. Kentucky Derby winning jockey Brian Hernandez Jr. just turned down an invitation to the White House saying, quote, if I wanted to stare at a horse's ass, I would have finished second. Now, Dom, I'm going to give you a chance to answer before I give you the answer. True or false? This is a real headline, yes or no?
This looks completely fake. That's the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
When I saw it.
Why do you say that?
Just the racing news, breaking news, everything looks thrown together. That little medal.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't look right.
You're absolutely correct. So I did a quick internet search. Took me 2 seconds. I Googled the guy's name. I Googled if this was a true story. This individual was never invited to the White House. That is a fake headline. It's literally, as Trump likes to say,
you are fake news.
Fake news.
Now, Frank, you'd say, well, Frank must know it's fake. He knows it's fake. He just thinks it's a funny joke because he's calling Biden a horse's ass. That's the whole idea, right? You would think that, but again, his fans, I'm calling them out right now on his Instagram, why are they so dumb?
To be a fan of Frank Stallone. I mean, to be a diehard fan of Frank Stallone.
And people are like, oh, this is priceless. That's brilliant. That's awesome. They really think it's real. It's horribly fake. But listen to what Frank says here. Frank doubles down. I love when uninformed people say, he didn't say that. My answer is, how the F do you know? Were you hanging out with him?
But like, this is the same guy. You're sharing a story just because it's written in bold font and it's got a breaking news thing on it. Why do you believe it? Like any normal human being nowadays, you should Google whatever you see. I feel like you need to check the sources a couple times.
Absolutely. Now, I have a great AI program. I'll plug right now. It's called Perplexity AI. It's my favorite AI program. I love it. I actually pay for it. So you can like upload images to it, have it dissect whatever it is. So I uploaded this image and I said, hey, can you just tell me if this is a valid image or not, And this is what it came back with. It says, first off, tone and content. The alleged quote for the jockey is extremely crude and unprofessional, which would be highly unusual for a public figure to say, especially about the White House. As a lack of credible sourcing, the image doesn't show any recognizable news outlets, logo, or attribution, which would be expected for a genuinely breaking news story.
Right.
Format inconsistencies, the layout and presentation don't match standard breaking news graphics used by reputable news organizations. There are also no corroborating reports. What this AI does as well, it will actually scours the whole internet for this guy's name. And they're basically saying, we found nothing beyond this picture. It says here, an inflammatory statement like this from a Kentucky Derby winner would likely be widely reported if true.
Everywhere.
It'll be everywhere. But there's no evidence of this story appearing in legitimate news sources. And lastly, it's highly unlikely that a professional athlete would risk their career and reputation with such a disrespectful statement about a White House invitation, which is generally considered an honor.
People younger than Frank, ourselves, I think we've grown accustomed to what like a fake story looks like. Whereas like that generation really doesn't, because they weren't raised on the internet and stuff. Like they didn't have it. They weren't around for that initial thing. But now, like I spot that stuff from a mile away.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, next one. Why did I like this photo? So this is a picture of Frank in his car. He's wearing his cowboy hat, shades, and ascot again. It just says here, out doing my chores, listening to the great Eddie Arnold. Met him on a plane, a real class act and a gentleman. I think I just like I don't know. I think I just like this photo because he's taking a selfie of him doing chores in his car ride.
And that's the same outfit he had on when he did the Val Kilmer video too.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Why was he so out of breath in that video too? You realize he was I meant to say that he was super out of breath in that video, right?
Well, he hasn't been hitting the gym as much because of our videos. I think.
Yeah,
that's why. Okay, so this is a picture, guys, for our audio listeners of Frank Stallone holding a 3-barrel shotgun. He says here in his quote, he goes, just a leisurely day hitting the gun shops. The first one is a Krieghoff at $195,000. Not my pay grade, LOL. A 3-barrel, 12-gauge, pretty intimidating, not my bag. I love dropping in on friends to say hello. Remember, gun safety is paramount. Now, let me read that last line again. Remember, gun safety is paramount. I am pointing a 3-barrel shotgun at the cameraman. The number one rule of gun safety, Dom, do you want to take any guess?
Don't point it at people.
That is literally the number one rule to gun safety is do not point a weapon, loaded or otherwise, whatever you think it is, ever at anyone. End of story. I just like the picture because it's literally a 76-year-old man taking a selfie in the mirror at the gun shop. I don't know. Is that weird to you? He's at the gun shop
with a giant hat on.
If you ever see me post a picture of myself with me holding up my camera to the mirror, can you please shoot me?
I know it's over for you at that point. If I see these photos going up, I know the mental breakdown has happened.
He does say this year, people on the left want to ban assault weapons. All firearms are assault weapons, whether single action, semi-auto, or full auto, they all fire bullets. We lost 600,000 people in the Civil War using single shot black powder cap and ball rifles. So when you get assaulted, call the cops that have tried to fund and see how fast they arrive. LOL. It's not the gun, it's the person behind that's the problem. Okay. Number one, grammatical errors abound there.
Beautifully said.
Yeah. I love how he says, hey, remember the Civil War? We had 60,000 people die with weapons and guns. Like, come on.
He doesn't even bring up anything recent. He brings up the Civil War.
I took this picture here back with the penny video. It says, a penny saved is a penny earned. Don't take loose change for granted. I remember in the early 70s, I was so broke, I would look inside my couch for loose change to buy a Texas wiener. Now that's broke. I'm a generous man, but things like that stick with you.
Anyways, like ramblings of a psychopath when you read his writing.
I think so. He reposted the picture of him with the 3-barrel shotgun. So he reposted it. Took this photo again because I think it's the comment he wrote. He goes, hi, folks. anyone saying they are my publicity. Oh, that's right. Okay. Can I read it the way he wrote it?
Oh, yeah, I think I saw this one. I think I've seen this one. Go ahead.
So he reposted the picture of him pointing safety first, the weapon at the cameraman. He says, "Hi, folks. Anyone saying they are my publicity agent or manager?" I think he meant to say agent.
Argent.
Okay. "It's a total scam, and please report them. Or if you get anyone saying they are me, it's false. My B site, my what does it say? Anyways, I think he forgot the letters W and E, and then he put the word together. So my website is verified with the blue check, and this it. Oh my goodness! And this is it probably. I'm sorry if any of these charlatans are causing you grief. Do me a favor and report them. Greatly appreciated, Frank." Who is imitating Frank?
I don't know who that person is. You gotta be real low to start imitating Frank.
So here's the thing. He says here, what did he say here? He goes, I'm sorry if any of these charlatans are causing you grief. No, Frank, you do that on your own very well. We don't need anyone impersonating you to cause us grief. Now, this one's very important. Now, you're looking at this picture, Tom, like, what the hell am I looking at, right?
Right.
So, long story short, Frank posts this picture of a microscope that was built back in the 1800s. And he says in this big diatribe here about how this thing was able to find like cancer and all this stuff, and big medicine basically shut down this thing to you know how Tesla was shut down for free energy, and there's that story, and that's why Tesla was able to do like free energy or something like that, but that was all killed off by big money and big. So that's what Frank's saying here in this statement about this microscope. So I asked my AI, so I cut and pasted his statements about the microscope. So I said, "Can you verify the statements, sentence by sentence in this long diatribe by Frank Stallone?" And this was the answer. It goes, "The statement contains a mix of factual information, unsubstantiated claims, and inaccuracies." Let's break it down. So it goes on to say accurate parts. Okay, there you go. So Royal Rife, that's the guy who created that microscope. He did live from 1888 to 1971. So Frank got that right. Rife did build microscopes that he claimed. So keep that in mind. So Rife did build microscopes that Rife claimed had extraordinary magnification capabilities.
Okay.
He also invented a device called the beam ray machine in the 1930s. Rife's work was largely rejected by the mainstream medical community. So Frank brought that up, but not the way you would think. Like, it was rejected by the mainstream medical community. So those things are accurate. So that's all that Frank got right. However, here are the inaccurate or unsubstantiated parts. Microscope capabilities. While Rife claimed his microscope, so everything I'm reading, Frank made the statement. So, and this came back and told you what really happened.
Okay.
While Rife claimed the microscope could magnify up to 60,000 times, this has never been independently verified. The claim of 17,000 times magnification compared to 2,000 times for ordinary microscopes is not accurate for the time period. So Frank got that wrong. Cancer treatment claims. There is no verified scientific evidence that Rife was able to observe live cancer organisms or culture-specific carcinoma viruses as described by Frank. Number 3, the story of 16 terminal cancer patients being cured is anecdotal and not supported by peer-reviewed scientific evidence. Number 4, the portrayal of Dr. Morrison Fishbein and the AMA's motivations is highly biased and not supported by historical evidence. 5, the claim that Rife died homeless on the streets of San Diego is incorrect. He died in El Cajon, California, not on the streets. 6, the statement about cancer research being ineffective is misleading. While a universal cure hasn't been found, significant advancements have been made in cancer treatment and survival rates have increased. Overall, this statement presents a highly romanticized and largely inaccurate version of Rife's story, mixing some factual elements with conspiracy theories and unproven claims. It's important to approach such narratives critically and rely on peer-reviewed scientific sources for medical information.
So Frank just made up half of that, basically.
Everyone in the comment section is like, yes, thanks for sharing. Yeah, believe me, I know firsthand our medical society doesn't want to heal us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If they don't want us dead, then just kill us. Just fine. Just kill us. Who cares? Like, I love how they just want us dead. They all just want us dead. It's like saying every firefighter wants to start a fire.
Right. Ridiculous.
Okay. He's now on a gun western. Again, this is his thing now, showing guns, blah, blah, blah. The reason why I'm showing you this gun here because he just says he tells you what the gun's about and everything, but it just says mid paragraph here. He goes, "It's a fun way. This weapon here. It's a fun way to have some family fun."
What, are you gonna kill your family?
It's a fun way to have some family fun.
Chasing the kids around with the gun? Like, what are you supposed to do with that?
Toddler shoots mom in Superstore. Wasn't that fun, Mummy? He goes on to say, because he talked about how it's hard to believe at camp in the 50s and 60s, target practice and archery were popular as extracurricular activities. They still are.
Yeah.
They still are. Kids all the time do archery and shoots. It happens all the time. He goes, either people were more trustworthy and level-headed, or now today they are pussies.
It's amazing. He goes like from one extreme, the family fun, to calling people pussy.
Yeah. Our family aren't pussies, Dom. I give all my kids handguns.
Yeah, you gotta. That's the way it's gotta be.
So he goes on to say, I'd say the latter. So Frank just believes. I love how Frank, he's such a tough guy. He's so tough. He's such a man's man, He shows this weapon here, another weapon here. He goes on about it, blah, blah, blah. But I love how he says this here. He goes, I'm not much into modern armament, just a journey back in time when people used iron sights and not relied on. He forgot the word not. I'm helping him out. And not relied on the red dot laser. What does he think this is, Terminator?
That's good for family fun too. So, precision.
But I love how he brings up the red dot laser. When's the last time you even saw a red dot laser in a film or any kind of...
Yeah,
that was such an 80s thing, man. That wasn't 80s things. It was an 80s trope. We actually just watched John Wick yesterday as a family.
Family fun time.
Family fun time. We loved it. It was a great film. We're going to do the series. That's our next series to go over.
Nice.
Because I have boys. I have a 12-year-old and my 10-year-old. My 10-year-old was begging. Goes, Dad, can we watch it? Yeah, of course. Because I'm not a hypocrite. I would have watched it if I was 10, so I can't say that to my kids.
Absolutely.
And but my daughter watched it too, and it's just kind of fun to watch her. She's like, she pretended she didn't like it, but she liked it. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's a good film. Anyways, there wasn't one red laser sight in that whole film. It was only
yeah, definitely Terminator. It's one that comes.
It was the Terminator film. That was 84. I just like this photo here. It just shows him wearing some old cowboy boots. He goes,
that's
too
a
much
knife
time
holster or something. Is that what that is? Is that little piece like a knife holster?
It might be.
Or is that just a flap? I don't know.
Yeah, it might be a flap or knife. He goes, too much time in my hands, watching my boots, waiting for my eye appointment. So he's just being, casual, Now, the reason why I wanted to show this picture, he's showing his father's wedding ring on his pinky here, but I just had to show the picture of his hands with those nails. I just wanted to puke. Look at those, look how dirty they are. And
yeah. I mean, I'm just glad they're not long. That was the worst when they had the big.
These are natural.
Nails.
These are naturally long, dirty nails. You're right. These aren't fake ones. These are naturally long. Look at the dirt under the nails. Look how they're broken.
Yeah, why would you? Oh God. Just show the ring. You don't got to show your fingers. Zoom in on the ring.
No, I just have.
What? No way. No way. Tell me right now, Ryan. Is this a new picture?
I don't think it's a new. Okay,
because I was gonna say if he left the fucking hair place and that's his hair after seeing the other picture.
Why do you tell the audience what they're seeing here? Tell the audience.
We are seeing Frank Stallone holding a guitar, wearing a plaid shirt, giving the thumbs up. He's got a pair of sunglasses on, and he's got like crazy hair in the beginning, in the front of his head.
Yeah, his hair on his head, it's black. Let's be honest, not gray. Now, it's not a recent photo. I'm 90% sure. I can't remember why he showed this photo. I think he's showing off the guitar.
He looks a little sly there. He looks a little sly.
He looks like a Wish.com version of Sly. But his hair, if that's not proof that his hair is fake, I don't know what is. That is not real hair. That is a toupee.
Exhibit A.
Tell me that's not. There's no way.
100%.
Even if he's 65 in this photo, let's say he's got to be at least 65. This is more than 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me that's real hair? That's his natural hair coming out of that head.
No 65-year-old. Come on.
So that is a toupee. That is absolutely toupee. So that I wanted to show that picture to prove to you that he wears toupee. He wears hair pieces. Here's the last slide. Ready? This is just him with Mr. Trump. You ever heard of Trump?
Yes,
so this wasn't taken then, but this was posted when Trump was So you're an American, right?
Yes, I am.
How do you feel about one of your presidents being a convicted felon? How does that resonate?
No comment.
Okay. Well, I just want to let you know the world stage, like Canada and other places in the world, we're having a blast watching you guys. You guys are watching Trump being convicted and then watching Biden trip and fall and babble like an idiot on stage.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a blast watching Trump and Biden because these are your two people you're voting for president. Congratulations, U.S. Congratulations.
I was just having this conversation with somebody. Same sentiment.
Can you imagine like 20 years ago, if you were to tell, like 20 years ago, if you were to say, hey, don't say names, just say you're going to have two candidates who are going to be both in the late 70s, early 80s. One is a convicted felon. The other one can't speak or walk.
I can't. It's
Dude,
unreal.
what is with Biden? I'm sorry. I'm like,
no, yeah,
actually,
I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah. It's not funny anymore.
It's not even funny anymore.
I've reached a point where it's not funny anymore. There's something wrong.
He's already 82. If he becomes president again for another term, he'll be 82.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. Right. I'm coming to Canada.
Okay. If he dies during his presidency on a second term, it's okay. You guys will have Kamala Harris to take over. You guys will be fine. You guys will be fine.
Everything's working out.
But what do I know? Anyways, Frank had to post this. He goes, "Today was a tragedy. A slap in the face to justice and democracy. Be careful what you wish for. I'm proud to call him a friend. U.S. U.S. U.S."
Very somber tone from Frank. He's dressed like the guy from one of the guys from Night at the Roxbury too. There.
Now I posted. I said, "Hey, just don't delete negative comments, please." And he kept that. Look at that. See, look at the post there. I wrote that underneath. See that?
Oh wow, he kept it, huh?
He kept that. I said just don't delete negative comments, but he did. So because you know where it says view replies and you click on it, and if it comes up blank, that means he deleted it. You can't see them. But people did say that they're unfollowing Frank. Hey, I won't say where my political leanings lie. I won't tell you. I'm going to follow Frank. I don't care. This journey will never end. All right. Well, there you go, folks. That was another episode of Frank Stallone. Who is this guy? I hope everyone enjoyed it. Be patient with me if you're getting this on the Ramble feed or the Last of the Action Heroes podcast feed, which it probably will stay there anyways. To stay there till I really announce. I wouldn't mind doing a standalone feed. The reason being, it'd just be kind of nice. People can go back and listen to everything that's just
that
Frank
makes sense.
And one big fell swoop.
Yeah.
Dom and I will be back in 3 to 4 weeks, and we just want more content to drop.
Yes, let it build up.
Yeah, because that was a lot, and that only took an hour and a bit. Really.
Yeah, I think that's good. You don't want to overdo Frank too. It's good to give him some time, marinate.
Yeah, he needs time to marinate. And actually, because I called this recording Frank Stallone, who is this guy, June 2024. So we might just probably do it once a month. Stand by on the feeds as well, because Dom said he would still review some war films with me that are related, and those will go on the Ramble feed. I think it's a good place to put those. But we're not going anywhere. Stay subscribed no matter what feed you're on. We appreciate your guys' support. You guys send us an email still in the show notes, and we'll read those out. Give us a like, rating, all that good stuff. Thanks everyone for your support.
That concludes another episode of Frank Stallone. Who is this guy?
Yourself